Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Judson and this is the Boozy Cinnamon Roll, home of day drinking and crafting. We are working on 25 days of holiday crafts, and today's intro is from OK DIY at Home. Today's drink is ginger ale and Southern Comfort. And normally I would say drink it over the rocks, but there wasn't any ice, so here we are. Today's craft is kind of an easy one. I'm certain I did not invent this, and if I had looked, probably plenty of other people have done a version of it out there, but it occurred to me to do it, so here I am sharing it with you. I don't know about you, but I'm assuming that anyone who does any crafting, even if you're not doing any crafting, if you're buying ribbon this time of year, or any time of year, but essentially this time of year, when you're done with the ribbon, you're left with those paper cardboard ribbon spools that have like one of these on the front, one of these on the back, and then like a cardboard circle in the middle. And it occurred to me as I was looking at this, that this, because I don't throw anything away, because not only am I a craft hoarder, I'm apparently a trash hoarder, but you never know, you might use them. And so here today, I'm using them. But it occurred to me that you could use this as the basis for an ornament. So let me show you what I came up with. I'm using my little circle container that has basically anything round that will fit in here. But typically it's if I'm doing something involving craft paper and I have leftover craft paper, I'll use my circle punch and punch however many will fit and then throw them in here so that when I get around to crafting like I am today, I don't have to go looking for the hole punch. I don't have to go looking for festive paper to use. I've got it already on hand. So we've got that, and then still more of this tinsel that I eventually feel like I'm going to get to the end of it, hopefully. If you're new here, maybe you haven't heard the story. I did that thing. I went to the Dollar Tree. I bought a tinsel tree and unraveled it so that I could use the base for something. And then I'm left with this tinsel, which I don't hate it. I hated it on the tree. It wasn't cute. But I kind of like the things that I've done with it. And let me show you. This is kind of what we're doing. Kind of what it looks like. You've got your tinsel and then little decorative ornament there in the middle on the cardboard circle that had ribbon on it, and then I just glued a little smaller circle on the back, and I'll show you why. And it's kind of holding the twine loop to hang it. This middle embellishment, that's the word I'm always looking for. If you're new here, if you haven't been paying attention, these are craft tags. I got them off of Amazon. You could get them probably at Michael's. And basically, it's got a hole punched through, but you could push the hole through, but I didn't, so that it's still so that it doesn't have a big hole in the side. But you can use them for ornaments. What I did a few years ago, my son had asked for a tropical themed Christmas tree. So we just took apart some like Hawaiian lace, took the silk flowers apart, and then just glued them to the cardboard circle, and then added, in this case, a little crystal snowflake there in the middle to give the tropical feel, but also, it's a Christmas ornament. Anyway, I've got a bunch of those left over. I used one on this ornament here. So let me show you how we got there. I've got this ring here. You can kind of see it's got a glue ring on it. The back is white. I'm going to use the back. Leave it alone so that it stays the back of the ornament. And what I'm going to do, so that I don't have a hole in the middle of the ornament to deal with, is I've got, here we go, this white, basically plain white circle that I punched using the circle punch, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side around the, on the front side around the circle. You could use hot glue, but I feel like if you're using the Elmer's glue, it gives you a flatter surface, and also you don't have to work as quickly. So you've got the plain white one, you've got the glue on the circle, just slap it down, and then if you remember and do it on the front and not start on the back, you've got the back is dry without any glue, and then you've got the front kind of glued down. So now you have a circle. Then what I did, I took this little wood bead. It doesn't have to be a wood bead. I just happen to have a bunch of these, but it could be one of those little tiny wood blocks from Dollar Tree. It could be, you could take paper, roll up paper it's just something, a spacer to hold the embellishment up from the paper, because what you don't want is, or what I didn't want, my concern was that with this tinsel being so bulky, if I tried to then glue something to the middle, it's kind of lost in the bulk of the tinsel. Also, I thought it would be easier to hide the glue ring that is very evident if I had something, to lift whatever the middle embellishment is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, put it on the bead. There we go. And I don't want to jinx anything, but I do believe that my precision glue gun is behaving itself. And then just kind of glue it to the middle there. Okay? That way when I get around to doing the middle piece, I'll have something lifted up to glue it to. Now I'm just going to take this fancy tinsel-y stuff, figure out how much I need to put it around the kind of the outside of the circle here like this. Cut it off. And then we're going to hot glue it. Now I'm going to try and get the hot glue here where the previous glue was, so that it is covering up that, and also then it's not glued right to the very edge. Not sure why that's important, but at the moment that seems very important to me. I don't want it glued to the very edge. Okay. And then usually what I'm doing with this, with the tinsel, is I'm not trying to put glue all the way around. Like I'm not trying to glue every piece of the tinsel to the cardboard back. I'm just kind of tacking it down. I don't feel it's necessary. Plus it, I don't know. I feel like it is a little bit more flexible. You've got more movement or whatever. And then, so we've got this like this, basically with the wood bead in the middle, and we're going to put our embellishment. Now this embellishment, I'm gonna do a little different from the other one. I've got the craft circle, and then so that it kind of stands out and looks more interesting than just a big white circle in the middle, I've got this circle. It's got kind of a pink plaid on one side, and let me just flip that out off screen. A little snowman scene on the other. And I do kind of like the snowman scene, but I'm wanting to add more embellishment, so I feel like that what I add on top of this is going to cover that up. So we're going to go with the pink plaid on the white in the middle there. I wouldn't hate it if I had a bigger, and I'm using the regular school glue. You could use Mod Podge if you wanted, but just because, again, I feel like it seals flatter to the paper. You could use hot glue, but as I said before, I don't feel like it can be bumpy if you're not really fast. And I wouldn't hate it if I had a bigger circle so that less of the white was standing out around the edge, but that just happens to be the largest circle punch I have, so there we are. Wow, my glasses are crooked. Charming Judson, really. So we got this, and now I'm looking for something to put in the middle to kind of stand out. And what I've got for my little bowl of whatnots over here is one of these hot glue pieces. Basically, I bought some silicone molds off of Amazon, and when they came, rather than wait and use the plaster of Paris or resin, although I'm scared of resin, so plaster of Paris I can do. So rather than wait and do plaster of Paris or use air dry clay, which I'm better with plaster of Paris, let's just say that. I filled them all up with hot glue and popped them out once the hot glue was cool, and then painted them, and that's kind of what I got. This one here, I don't know, they're not perfect, so bear with me. This one here, little blue bells with some green holly, is not perfect, but from a distance, I feel like it gets it done. So then I'm just gonna hot glue that to the middle of that circle with the pink plaid, and that's going to be our center embellishment. I'll glue that down. Now you don't have to go that route. You could certainly, obviously, I did the flower on this. You could do jingle bells. You could do, I mean, really anything that appeals to you, but that's what I'm going with. And then, so here we've got the paper ring, the little pink plaid ring, and then the little jingle bell there in the middle. You could add some glitter. You could do something to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. I'm gonna call it done, I think. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of hot glue on the back here. Of course, now I'm thinking, why don't I put a bow on it? Except I don't know that I have any really thin ribbon that would work for that. So let's just not make it more complicated than we need to. All right, so I should have shown you that. Put a little glue, glued it to the wood bead in the middle, and there we are. Now for the back, you can see I've got that hole there in the middle, and then no way to hang it. So basically what I did on the other one, I took a loop of this blue and white twine, I took a piece of the blue and white twine, tied a little knot at the bottom so that I would have a loop, and then I'm just going to put a dot of hot glue there to secure the twine. And then I've got another little hole punch, decorative paper hole punch. I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom of that and tack it down over that hole, tack it down over the hole in the back, covering up the twine there, and managed to totally get this crooked. So if we've got this here, let's figure this out. I'm gonna have to pull good thing I used hot glue on the front embellishment there. All right. So when you're doing it, pay attention to what you're doing. Don't be like me. Secure the loop, your twine loop that's gonna hold it in place, over the top of the ornament that the top of the embellishment that you've got, so that, you know, when you hang it on the tree, the loop isn't causing your decoration to hang like that. So there you go. And you could knock, you know, a bunch of these out. I mean, they're not hard. These would be, you know, fun to do with family, if your family is so inclined. You could, you know, write a cute little message, maybe the year that you did them on the back. give them as gifts. You could put them on a gift, like a gift tag is the word I'm looking for. But you know, put them on a gift tag. I don't know, they're just kind of fun. What do you think? Is this something that you would try at home? Something that you would necessarily, you know, want to hang on your Christmas tree? I think if you were doing a vintage tree, and we might be, so we'll see. But yeah, so if you like the content, if you thought this was interesting, if you thought it was fun at all, give me a like, give me a follow, share it with your friends, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening. Thanks. Bye-bye.